Hello, welcome to another Godforge video, and today we're going to be looking more into these characters here. And so I don't know if you guys have done the Godforge Heroes Showdown. I've done a video on it. I had a lot of fun with it. I played for about a half hour, and by play I mean just clicked on things. But what I noticed here is there was a lot of characters that were not in the alpha, right? Of these four here, right, only one was in the alpha. So I'm just going to click the one I think looks the best. I think she looks the best. And you can see here too, here's another one that wasn't in the alpha. And as you go through these, you'll see that there has been more not in the alpha than has been. So I took it upon myself to try to figure out who these characters are, because I came into the game late. I really started following the news around wave 2. And so alpha wave 2, that is. And I was like, well, it'd be cool to know who these characters are, at least give a guess of who they could be. So I have spent the last week collecting all these portraits and trying to put a name to each face. And so today I want to share my findings with that, and kind of show how far I am. And I think you'll be surprised. This is the spreadsheet of the portraits I found. I went and saved every portrait and put it into this document. And I stopped when I got all of the alpha characters. So this is every character that was an alpha, all 67 of them. Isis was the last one. Waiting on Isis. A lot of us were in the alpha as well. And there was also Fafnir and Golden Guardian. And then I went 100 more times. Always picking the best one. I'm not like polluting the data. I did pick the one I generally thought was the best portrait. And then I broke them up into 5 categories, right? In alpha, this is here mainly for prosperity or posterity, for people that weren't in the alpha. Like, we know what these characters do, we know their exact kit, or at least they're, it's subject to change, but we know what these characters do for the most part. And then I went through and these are the other portraits I found, and these are characters that have been confirmed this portrait linking to this name in an official Fateless communication. So I'll give you an example of that, right? So here we are at a Fateless video. This is a video from Fateless. There's Simon, and we see this portrait matching with a name, Mokash, right? This is what I consider to be a confirmation. Is like we see the exact portrait with the exact character. So if we go back to the thing, here's the Mokash here, and I have the name, the faction, the rarity, and proof, right? So if you hover over here, this is the Fateless video that, it's one of them that shows Hades here. And so this goes all the way down. Broker's a weird one. I want to talk about some weird ones as well. It looks like he is a boss, but we also see him as a hero as well. In which hero type is the strongest? I believe that's the one. So maybe he's also a hero. Maybe this is a placeholder. So there's some confusion there. And then some of them as well, we don't like, they're confirmed for the game, but I couldn't put a portrait to them, if that makes sense. And then, we go down and you can see that we're not gonna go through every one, right? But like, even for this too, like, we know Lubu's in the game. Here is a picture of Lubu, right? We know this guy's in the game. All this supporting information is here. So yeah, so that's what this one is. And for supported guests, these could be as simple as, I'll give you an example of a supported guest one. So right here, we see, this is the garage video that Simon recently shared. And we don't have, this is a placeholder for Divania, but this is pretty confidently the portrait. I'll have the portrait up right now so you can kind of see. I'm pretty confident this is it. And so I would call this a Fateless supported thing, where we have an official Fateless broadcast that's giving us pretty good clues that this is it. So also sometimes as well, these were leaks either through the creator content program or through the Discord. Simon would link something, or one of the creators or one of the founders would leak something. And so, like, we see the match, the necklace match up. We see the roses in the hair. We see similar color scheme. And I know that she is an Olympian epic because I see this portrait in this video every single name and everything that's filled in is confirmed from a Fateless source. So obviously this is Ymir. He is an Asgard champion. Like I am confident putting Asgard here, but I actually haven't seen this in an official Fateless video, so I'm not confident doing this, right? So yeah, and that's basically what I'm saying here is like if it's filled in, it is official from Fateless. Like obviously Thor is Asgardian, but I haven't seen an official source like confirming he's Asgard. That's how thorough I'm being with this. So you can look through this stuff as well. But I have the basically, name, faction, rarity, and then like the supporting evidence here. For unsupported guesses, these are simply most of them are just like pure guesses. So for this guy, I think he's Kinsman, just because he's an uncommon, so we know he's not like he's like a dime a dozen, and he has KIN in his name from this video. So I think Kinsman's a reasonable guess. A lot of these are trying to be reasonable. I mean, these are the most likely to be wrong, in my honest opinion. Like, I think this is just a crazy guess, just with KIN in the name. And then you'll also see here, my third source of information is Raven Pyros' website. So Raven Pyros has some spoiler stuff at the bottom. I don't know where he got it from, but the picture that he has on his site looks a lot like this, and he put the name Guinevere there. Yeah. So some of these here, like Pegasus, I have no evidence. I just think this is Pegasus. Same thing with like Fujin. We know Raigen's in the game, and it's also, we know it's an easy mode legendary from this video, and Fujin's his brother, usually depicted as green. So this is kind of what this category is. And then the last category, some of these are wild guesses. Like, I want this to be Shield Jaguar, because that's Lady Jacques' husband, and I just know because I did the research for the video. And I don't know a lot of these characters, honestly, outside of just finding them somewhere or by just taking a wild guess. Like for Matt here, I see she has the Eye of Ra, and I know that Ma is Ra's daughter. So I was like, this seems like a reasonable guess to me. Right? She seems pretty powerful as well. Right, and this looks like Julius Caesar. This is a wild guess, right? This is the Icar God of the Moon, right? And we can see here, like, we don't have any information on him. He is a new portrait. I think that this is the same character in different points of development. I think this is Dryad. So I know these are both common characters, right? That one of these is one portrait, one that has the other portrait. So yeah, this is, this one here is a wild swing, man. Terracotta Soldier, he looks, maybe Tian, right? I mean, he's either, Chinese or Japanese, and we don't have a lot of Tian like commons and uncommons, so maybe he's Terracotta Soldier. I'm just gonna take a swing at it. So this guy, I'm not too sure. All I know about him is that he's an Olympic epic, and he has a Y in his name because of a search that Simon does during one of his videos. So he could be Sisyphus, right? Why not? As for Mulan, I'm not terribly certain. I thought there was a reveal with Mulan, but I couldn't find anything, right? And this is the thing, right? I didn't do an exhaustive search. I just did I'd say a first pass search, but I think this is very clearly Mulan, right? And then for this one, we know that this is an uncommon, so I'm like, oh, this maybe is a pixie or something, right? It has like a wing, has like a little thing. I know it doesn't have a Y in its name, so it can't be a fairy because she didn't come up in this search, and this is a relatively new, it's the dungeon video or the summon video, one of them, and they're both relatively new videos. So I imagine if this was fairy, it would come up in that search. So I think it's pixie instead. And then finally, the unsolved ones. I put in all the information we have here. I don't know the lore of Avalon at all. So, you know, these might be, oh, this is obviously this person. I just don't know. And I didn't do a whole lot of looking. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So you can see there's a lot of Avalon here. You know, this could be Shishi. Maybe this is another portrait of Shishi. But yeah, I kind of gave what I knew through my searching for this one, and I can't pin a name to them, but there's only 14 that we don't have like even a guess for. And so if you add all these up, it is 183 characters that we are aware of. So yeah, I think I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this link in the Discord, and I hope that maybe we can work together and try to like fill out this list. Maybe you guys can check me. Maybe I'm wrong about something. Maybe you have more support for like Mulan. Like maybe you can find the exact leak for me, so I can add that here. Oh, I know that she just did Tion Lego, so let me add that here. So yeah, and we know this is uncommon. So yeah, like I said, I really just put this together. I hope that it'd be cool if we could figure out who all these people are before the launch of the game. Yeah, and that's all I have for you today, guys. I think it's a good, you know, a good put together. I hope that we can figure out who these people are before the launch of the game, because there can't be that much more for launch. Honestly, like 183. Yeah, that's about 3 times what we had for the alpha, which was the number going around. So we might know the whole roster pretty soon. There might only be like a couple dozen more we don't know about. And also, we don't know if these guys are going to be for launch as well. But, you know, if they all are like launch characters, we're pretty close to knowing the whole roster then. Just by taking the time and pulling out these portraits. So yeah, a lot of these portraits are pretty cool. I look forward to figuring it out with you guys. Anyway, take care. See you later.